Callum, I went to Live Golf yesterday. It was an absolutely amazing event. They smashed it again this year. Of course, when it went on for 3 days, right? It started on the Friday. And like any multiple day festival or event, there's always one spot that suffers inside of them.
Yep, sure.
And that, unfortunately, is the bathrooms.
Oh, always. Any music festival, it's not really at the fault of the festival either. Sporting festivals, just anything with a large group of people, they get an absolute rinsing. It's hard to keep up for the cleaners, I get it.
So let me paint you a picture, right? The golf has just ended. The Rippers got up.
Yep.
Flight facilities are about to come on stage.
Sick.
So I'm getting excited for this. I'm getting amped up. But I've thought to myself, probably could use a quick bathroom break before flight facilities come on stage. And I've seen some transportables nearby that I thought, I have enough time to get there and get back, do my business. So I get there. I thought I'd hit a gold mine, mate. An absolute gold mine, right? There's one transportable and it's a big urinal, right? It's just that's all it is in there. And the lineup is insane. It's so long. And I thought, oh, geez, I'm not going to make it if I go there. But then right next door, there's another little transportable of men's toilets, and there's barely any line at all. So I've thought, well, hell yeah. I'm going right there. That's where I'm going.
Sound like Goldilocks going through a few different options. Too much wee stains in that one. No go.
So I get in line for this other one, short line, and there's, people coming out warning us in the line that there is a bit of a bad smell.
Right, it's bad when people are coming out giving you the heads up,
Well, I thought, how bad could it really be?
Yeah.
Famous last words, mate, because then after that, someone came out dry reaching.
Wow, they had the physical reaction.
Well,
on the gag?
A guy in front of me at the line, he walked in and immediately turned around and walked back out to the long urinal line.
What, didn't even give it an attempt?
Nah, not even an attempt. So then it's my turn to go in, and I think, all right, I can hold my breath, I can chuck my shirt over my nose and, just try and go in there for dear life, try and get this done. So I go in, things are going pretty smoothly, and then some bloke comes up next to me. The smell got the better of him, he couldn't hack it, and he got a little bit sick.
Wow.
And it caused another physical reaction.
Yeah, right. One of the fallen brothers in the bathroom there. I mean, not everyone can hack it, I guess.
Once he started, he couldn't stop. It started a bit of a chain reaction of other people.
That would cause a chain reaction. Not only do you have the original scent that is fumigating this guy to the point of throwing up, but now he's just setting a trend in there for even more bad smells.
So then I thought, no, that's the final straw. This stench had won. I'm out of here. I'm getting out. So the warnings are continuing as I leave. I'm now warning people, guys, it's not worth it. Go to the long line. Just don't do it. And then I'm leaving. I run into my footy coach and I was having a chat to him. He was on his way to the bathroom. I said, look, mate, whatever you do, avoid that one at all costs. And he said, I've already been informed by 3 other people to stay away from that transportable. Yeah. So it's gone around the whole festival. People know not to go there.
Yeah, it's like, did you not hear the purge sirens going around? The big loud sirens that are saying evacuate the place because of the toilets?
Look, we know it is breakfast time for a lot of people, but we do want to open up the phone lines. What's the worst smell?
It doesn't even have to be as crass as that, right? I remember going to Switzerland, I think it was, and going into a cheese shop, and it was just all cheese. And you would think a delicacy like cheese, in big masses is great. This had me gagging to the point where I went out the shop. Like, it was too much cheese.
Oh, that could gag a maggot. Even steak would say that stinks.
There's some people getting involved on the text line as well. We'll read through a few of these. Somebody said they went to Fool's Festival. By day 4, the drop toilets are unusable.
Yeah, big time. Big music festivals like that for sure. Someone said a rat must have got into my vents and weed everywhere. Chucked the aircon in summer and it blew through all the house.
No.
It sounds like a lethal attack from the rat.
Yeah.
Bit strategic.
Somebody else has texted in here saying, worst smell I've ever had the displeasure of whiffing was when I was at school, went on a school camp to a farm. I can't describe it, but the whole place just had a heinous stench about it. I can still taste it.
See, it's one of those weird things. There's so many smells I feel that aren't distinguishable for what they are, but they just remind you of a certain place.
Yeah.
It just takes you back, transports you there in time.
Somebody's just texted in now, Callum, saying put your finger in your belly button and smell it.
Oh, yeah.
I nearly faint every time it stinks. I've never
Should we
done
try
that.
it?
I've kind of got a fear of my belly button being touched, but for the sake of radio, yeah, I'm putting my finger in my belly button now. Oh. Why did we do that?
No, it's not that bad.
Let's go to Jared in Glenelg. Jared, good morning, mate. What's the worst smell?
How you going, boys?
Yeah, good, mate. And yourself?
Alright, so what happened? This kitten crapped in me bed,
Yep.
and then I've wiped my leg through the crap,
Oh, Jared.
and then I've lifted the blanket, and it just hit me, and this was after a night in town, so a few pellets, and I just lost it. Projectile vomit across the
Right.
mirror. Oh, it was the worst.
Jeez.
Yeah,
It was
Jared.
the worst.
Is there anyone else sharing the bed with you, or was it just yourself?
Nah. I was staying at a mate's house, thank God.
Oh.
His kitten.
So,
I
did you?
didn't have to clean nothing. I didn't have to clean nothing up. It's all good.
Who did you confront first, the kitten or the mate?
Oh, dog. The kitten was so cute. I couldn't stay mad at it.
Yeah, right. So you haven't got
That's
some
fine.
long-standing rivalry now with this cat?
Nah. I don't talk to my mate anymore, though. You should have more control over it.
Yeah, Jared. I think eye for an eye. Hop in the cat's litter box. Show him what you're made
No,
of.
stop there. Let's go to Nathan in Mansfield Park. Nath, good morning, mate. How you going?
Not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, very well, mate. What was the worst smell?
So I'm a skip bin driver by trade.
Yeah.
So I've had a few bad ones.
Right.
But one job I was picking up a bin, the tradie just very casually said, "Oh, by the way, there's a dead possum in the bin."
Right.
Refused to elaborate, no context. Okay. But then obviously I've got to tarp it up so nothing blows away while I'm trying to drive. So I've got to have my head right over it while I'm doing it.
Yeah, right.
Enough to make the eyes water, that's for sure.
Oh, geez.
God.
So yeah, possum.
How old was this possum's body? How long had it been sitting there?
To this, I have no idea. There was no details given to me at all. It just, just casually, I was a possum in there, and they just wanted it off like it was just nothing. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I do love the nonchalant heads up. Hey, by the way,
Possum in the bin,
there.
mate.
Yeah, it's the standard 9 to 5. You know.
Nathan's doing God's work out there. Have you ever heard your voice back and thought, geez, is that what I really sound like?
Yeah, I feel like the start of that was really when, iPhones and iPods started being a big thing. You could voice record yourself. That was really a turning point where you start listening back and especially doing this job in the radio.
Yeah.
When we first did our first few demos, you're like, oh, that's what I sound like.
Yeah, and it's always a bit surprising. Like, I didn't think I sounded like that.
No.
And this study has come out to explain why we sound different to what we hear when we talk.
Right, yeah, because it is pretty shocking straight off the bat.
Yeah, so basically, when we speak, right, we're hearing it in two different ways. One, with our ears coming out that we're projecting. And then the second one through our bones, like the vibrations through our bones send different kind of lower frequencies than what you hear.
Yeah, I guess like the bones might be absorbing some sound waves and stuff like that. You're hearing it from inside your head, all that.
Yeah, so on the air side, what you hear through your ears, it puts you at a higher pitch than what you feel through your bones. So basically, that's why you sound more high-pitched when you hear yourself back rather than when you speak. You're like, yeah, I've got a deep voice.
Yeah.
You don't. And they did this other study, which I thought was really interesting as well, where they put a group of these participants in a room and they had to rate the attractiveness of several different voice recordings.
Yeah.
But these people secretly included their own voice into these recordings.
Into the study?
Yeah, into the study.
Just like, let's just wing it. I want to see if I can get a few compliments out of this research
No,
study.
like the people's voice who are rating the attractiveness.
Okay,
so if you're in there, your voice recording's been secretly chucked in as well.
Right, okay, yeah.
And everybody rated their own voice much higher.
Wow.
So thinking, that's the most attractive voice.
Yeah, got the tickets on themselves.
Yeah, so people do like the sound of their own voice, it turns out.
So it's not just a phrase.
But we thought we'd give this a test, hear back our voices right now, love, to see if we are as high-pitched as what this is making us out to seem.
Well, yeah, I guess this is the true test. I mean, Tom, we're going to play back our voices and, hear what we actually sound like. This is proof in the pudding. This is the truth. And we really want to do this as a research study.
Yeah, so here we go. Let's get some background music. Callum, we'll start with your voice.
Go for it.
Ooh, yeah. Smooth like butter. Crispy like Cocoa Pops. Melt in your mouth chocolate. This is my voice. Boys.
Is that what I sound like? The echo was a nice touch at the end too.
Is that why it took so long? You put some effect on.
No effects needed. Jeez, I'm the next James Earl Jones. New Darth Vader on the scene.
Watch out, Disney.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I didn't have as much time to put as much effort to mine, I guess. But here's what I sounded like. Good morning, Adelaide. You're listening to Tom and Callum. Oh my God. Is this my real voice? Is this actually how I sound? I like it. Wow. I didn't realise when I put on a deep voice I go up in American
newsreader. Tom, it's crazy when you find out a little bit of info about a mate that shatters your entire perception of them. And, it comes in different things. Could be a little skill they have or, a bit of family history, whatever. But this one in particular shook me a little bit. A friend was telling me about another friend, some girl that we hang out with here and there. And she then goes on to explain, she drops her age. And she says, oh, yeah, because she's 35.
Right.
And then I turn around.
What does she say she is?
Every time I've been hanging out with this girl, it's been 30.
Right.
So she's chopped 5 years off. Which is fine, obviously. But it's just but it just blew my mind. I mean, 5 years difference. And it just it rocked me. I was like, wow. Not that it changes anything really. The interactions are still going to be the same, but you think,
still the same person, but yeah,
it's just another bit of information. I just, it's just changed how I view them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, lying about your age. Have you ever lied about your age?
I've only lied to say I'm older.
Right, yeah,
I've never gone around the other way. I've never turned around and been like, I'm 18, guys. Trust me.
I'm only 21, actually.
Yeah,
turning 21 this year. I'll see you on my 21st.
But it is a funny thing about whether people do lie about their age and stuff. I mean, we were talking to a mate of ours who, is in his 40s and he'll come out for a few drinks with us, stuff like that. And, he was saying, it doesn't really matter. You only feel as old as you feel, really. And
age is just a number,
exactly
sort of thing.
Right. And, you hang around with young people, makes you feel younger, stuff like that. And obviously he's doing it tastefully. He's not rocking up with one of those windmill hats with the rainbow hats and a skateboard under his arm. He still acts his age.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to open up the text line here. Do you lie about your age, Adelaide? Or do you have a mate that does lie about your age? Maybe a partner that lies about their age when you go out?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. There was those rumours about Rebel Wilson a few years ago that she was lying about her age when she was 34 and she was saying 29. So I guess that's the thing with actors and some professions too, that, when you're in that field, you might lie and want to say you're a bit younger.
Do you lie about your age, or do you know somebody close to you who does lie about their age as well?
Do you suspect someone's lying about your age? Is your neighbour with the walking frame saying they're 34 and you just don't buy it?
We got this text here saying, morning fellas, the wife has had her 39th birthday 3 years running now. She thinks no one's caught on, but we all know.
Yeah, hop in the time machine, just keep resetting it back to that sweet glory days of 39.
Yeah, that's a classic, isn't it? Just don't want to go into the next decade.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, I say I'm older so people would think I look great for my age. I'm 30, but I tell people I'm 40. The compliments are unreal.
What? Why would you do that?
I know.
That seems like you're really giving yourself the short straw.
It just seems like, yeah, what's the point? I mean, are people really looking at you thinking, geez, wow,
I can't believe they're 40.
This guy's
I wonder
40.
if they're lying and they're actually 30.
Yeah, he's got the supple skin of a 30-year-old, but he's 40. I just think it's a bit unreal.
Got another text just came through. You're better off saying you're older than younger because people think you look good for your age, not the other way around. Yeah, okay, so
a few people
more
doing
people.
This.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the go. And how far do you stretch it? I mean, how many years can you go? You obviously can't be 30 and say, yeah, guys, I'm 60.
Do you reckon I could get away saying I'm 29?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll go up to town. We'll give it a whirl this weekend.
Sounds like a backhanded insult there. Hey, let's go to Kim in Huntville. Kim, good morning. Do you lie about your age?
Oh, I don't lie, but sometimes I do. I told, when I was adopted like 30 years ago, mum and dad changed my age.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Why is that?
So, when I came Australia from Thailand, instead of being like 12, mum and dad dropped it to 10 so I can go to primary school.
Oh, okay,
so instead of just come to Australia and then high school straight away. So my Thai passport said I was born in 1982, and then mum and dad changed it to 1984. I was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, you'll run along with it. You're not going to complain.
Hey, Kim, I got to ask, when you technically turned 18, did you go to the bottle-o with your Thai passport to show your age? You're actually 18?
I didn't have the Thai. I just have an Australian driver's license. I was like, here you go.
Yeah.
But when I was going to clubs, I was like 17. I looked like 19. They're like, yeah, okay then.
Got the beard going.
You know that classic thing, you want something until you have it or have too much of it, and then you're like, well, it's whatever now. It's
sure. Yeah, I mean, it's like money, I guess. That's a big one.
Yeah,
too much money,
everyone...
You think, well, what do I spend it on? I've got everything.
Money can't buy happiness, as they say, right? Well... yeah, we're going to move over to Britain for this next bloke because a man with the largest manhood in the country has revealed the biggest downsides to having such big manhood.
Jeez, that's something you put in your resume.
Not for this bloke, he's
one.
not. I mean, he's just had a rough trot by the sounds of it. He went on the TV show This Morning over in England to talk about all the downsides. The first downside was... it apparently caused him plenty of awkward moments over the years, including giving a past lover a concussion.
Jeez.
Yeah, because he is packing an absolute weapon down there, and I guess when he swung around, it hit her in the head and caused a concussion, which is pretty insane.
That's a huge one. Yeah, imagine her going to the doctor. What did that happen? How did that happen? A sporting injury?
What day of the week is it?
I guess there was exercise involved.
I mean, some other downsides is he said he can't wear any sort of tight clothing, like tight jeans or anything like that.
Oh, so cycling's out of the window then?
Cycling is out of the window. Or professional weightlifting or wrestling or rowing, any sort of tight clothing he can't do. He said he wore tight skinny jeans to the supermarket once and he just got lots and lots of stares. So now he has to make sure he's hiding it in very baggy clothing.
Sir, we believe you've stolen a Met Worst from the deli aisle. That's why we're looking at your jeans. We know it's in there. Just take it out.
And it doesn't stop there for this guy. He said one day he was at a hotel overseas, on holiday, and he was there in his trunks, and then he got reported and kicked out of the hotel for people thinking that he was a little excited by the pool.
Yeah.
But just not realising it was the massive size of the thing. So he can't go to public pools anymore unless no one's around.
It is, it does seem like a little bit of a curse the more he gets into it. I mean, these are, basic luxuries, going to a pool, playing sports and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, rumour has it if he swings his hips fast enough, he takes off like a helicopter in flight.
Geelong, the greatest team of all. The West, red, white, and blue. They're from Tigerland.
Fresh footy tipping on Fresh 92.7. Sponsored by Thirsty Camel.
That's it. It is our footy tipping competition where if you win, Thirsty Camel will be paying you $1,000 at the end of the season. How good is that?
I mean, perfect way to wrap up the season. I'm sure, towards the end you'll be having your grand final parties, things like that.
Yeah.
So it'll go a long way, this drink
Plenty
package.
of snags. Yeah. $1,000 could get you.
100%.
Now, Callum, of course, we do have to have a chat about a few of these games. If it's the Anzac Day round, there was plenty of Guernseys on display. None better than the Crows, though. The Crows did probably have the best Anzac Day Guernsey, and that was voted amongst all the clubs.
Yeah, big talk there on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. The traditional Anzac Day match between Essendon and Collingwood ended in a draw, with 85 being the amount of points both teams scored. First time they've drawn since the very first traditional Anzac Day match in 1995.
Yeah, you know what was crazy about that game? So the night before, I had this dream, and I kid you not, I sent it to you and a mate in writing form, so it's time-stamped there. But I said to you guys, I've just woken up, had a dream last night, Collingwood win by 1 point. So then when I slapped on the TV and it was a draw, I was like, oh my God, this could be happening. I could have some sort of football psychic intuition in my sleep. If anyone wants to know any football questions or advice, just give me a nap for 5 minutes and I'll come back to you with the results.
Yeah. I was watching it with a few people, and about half time I called it saying, I reckon this game's going to be a draw. And so that was pretty premonition too.
And you get laughed at.
Yeah, I did get laughed at, to be honest. But hey, other amazing games of this round. Of course, Port Adelaide got up against St Kilda by 10 points, 82-72. But it did come with some troubles as well, with Sam Powell-Pepper tearing his ACL. He's out for the remainder of the season. Connor Rosie has had a low-grade hamstring done.
Yeah.
So there's a chance he'll be out for the showdown this week. They're not too sure yet. And of course, Alir out as well with concussion. So 3 big blows to Port Adelaide.
Oh, I was going to say 3 massive hitters there, all to go in that game was huge. But yeah, hopefully we can still remain and pull it back.
Yeah, and then North Melbourne versus the Adelaide Crows. Crows won by 57 points as well, with an injury in Luke Pedler doing a shoulder. Unsure how long he'll be out for, but that's another big hit for the Adelaide Crows, who are struggling this season. But finally looking like they're getting a little bit of form together. I mean, it was only against North Melbourne. Of course, as well, Geelong Cats beat Carlton by 13 points, so they remain undefeated so far in this season.
They are doing amazing.
Now, over to the tipping. Callum, we had a pretty good round. I got 7 tips correct for us. It put us up to 40 points. We are sitting in 269th spot. So,
all right, so there's a little bit of fluctuation. There is some jumping around, but we're looking semi-steady.
Kale and Mags are slightly ahead of us. It's 262, but they're tied with us on points at 40. And then Taylor Mazzino, for your work day, she had a bit of a rough trot this round. I think she only got 4 tips correct. She is sitting at 358th on 38 points.
How the mighty fall. You know, Taylor was doing so well for a bit there, but we all knew she was fluking it and not really doing her research, so it goes to show eventually you will crumble.
She's in our producer's booth and not happy with us right now. Of course, massive shout-outs to Kelly R, or yes, KR. She has been the queen of the tips the last few rounds, being a top spot on 48 points. She's tied right now with second and third, Choc Sausage or Pasquale and Dennis WD, Dennis D. They are all on 48 points. But yeah, it's still a tight competition up at the top end of things. The top 21 people are as low as 46 points. So only a few points behind first place. See if this starts to spread out or not throughout the season.
Yeah, there's still a chance, Tom. We're in it.
We're only 8 points down from first place.
Exactly.
We are in this. We just need a few good rounds. So I'm counting on you, mate.
Yeah, psychic intuition, initiate. I'll go for my nap.